Our next performer. This is her first time on the Voices and Verses stage. And I'd like to say a little story because this poet has been on the set list since November. So she was supposed to perform in November, but then issues came up. And she was supposed to perform in December, but then issues came up. And I really hope she doesn't cancel right now because I feel like that's gonna happen. Please welcome Zainab Mirza.
Hey everyone, I'd like to take, what is this? A snap of you guys.
Hashtag Voices and Verses.
Smile! All right. So I'm actually going to perform a short story flash fiction piece. It's the first one I wrote. Whenever you're ready. Thanks. So it's called The Finale. Our hero is running in some godforsaken desert. He'd underestimated the amount of water he'd need, and it has long since run out. His throat is parched, his brow covered in beads of sweat. His legs begin to tire, but his indomitable spirit fights on. His mind conjures fancies of winning the glory that comes with a test such as this. His shoes continue to pound the golden sands. The sun beats down. It has been over a day since he last felt water. Oh, glorious water rushed down his throat. He gets more delusional than usual. He has not come across any other participant and is losing hope. And then, on the brink of exhaustion, he hears it. A voice singing, a voice so sweet, he has never heard anything like it. Fearing himself to be dangerously close to losing his sanity, his friends would scoff, adding, if he ever possessed it in the first place, he shakes his head and journeys on. But then he hears it again. Twice is one time too many for our hero. He turns in the direction of the singing and pursues the voice. That melodious voice, it strengthens his will. For if this is to be his last run, our hero has realized that he cannot last much longer without water, and the finish line is still days away. Then let it end in the arms of a beautiful woman, for she must be beautiful to have a voice such as this. The singing leads him on and on, over ridges and striking sand dunes. The sun paints a magnificent canvas as it sets, and the moon rises over the horizon of the desolate landscape, taking her place as a sentinel over the darkening skies. But none of the beauty strikes a chord with the weary one. He is delirious with thirst and longs for nothing more than a sip of cool water. He stops. Fate has responded to his pleas, for before him, illuminated in the moonlight, is a pool of water. Was it a mirage? Did mirages even occur by moonlight? He wouldn't put it past fate, that cruel temptress, to deceive him. But no, something told him this was real. He nearly weeps as he realizes what the sweet singing has led him to and breaks into a desperate sprint. Perhaps there's still hope. His legs give way and he stumbles forth the last few steps between him and the gleaming pond, paying no more heed to the singing. He collapses on the edge and gulps down as much of the cooling liquid as his hands can hold, lowering his face beneath the surface. Rejuvenated, he sits up and realizes the dulcet tones are coming from behind him. He turns with a smile, ready with words of gratitude for his angel. But, horror of horrors! A large, grotesque face stares back at him, a monstrous wench. Her arms and legs are covered in scales that end in talons that glint menacingly. Her hair lies in a tangled mess. Her yellow eyes have black slits for pupils. Her putrid lips part, revealing rotting teeth. And he hears the words, "Mortal, I will have your soul." Our hero's heart has risen above many perils, but it could not bear this. With a yelp of terror, he steps backward and, tripping over his own feet, falls into the pond that had revived him only moments earlier, never to be heard from again. The creature lets out a moan and then an angry hiss. She is joined by another of her kind. "Geez, Patricia, what did you say to him?" "I just said, you found the watering hole." Thank you.